Brown, touchdown, freaked him with the okey doke and the flea flicker. Take another look. After the game, McNabb talked about facing his ex-teammate.
It's not a personal battle. I've tried to, express that in so many ways. It's the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
McNabb leading the NFL, 1,602 passing yards, 11 touchdowns this season. Dude already has 31 completions of 20 yards, and 13 of them for 30 or more. 8 of his 11 touchdown passes are 20 yards or more. He had 27 completions of at least 20 yards all of last season. But despite all that, how about them Cowboys still had one more chance? First and goal after a pass interference. Coach, any secret that they're going to go to T.O.?
I don't think there's any secret, but I don't think he wanted. He wanted to get the ball to Jason Witten on this play. And exactly what happened, I don't know.
So he goes
to T.O. in the back first, but he went to Witten on the second one that was picked. Try to get the ball to T.O. Hey, that to me, you go to the guy that's open. Yeah, they ran the play to get him open. Good coverage.
Great coverage by Hansen, Coach. Great coverage by Hansen. The key was the coverage. They know they're looking at T.O., took him away.
Instead, Bledsoe again, looking for Jason Witten. Lito Shepherd, peace. His second career 100-yard interception return for a touchdown. Yo, what happened here, Drew Bledsoe? Did you see that go down?
Stu, Bill's not happy. It's a little option route back to the inside, and they just weren't on the same page. That's simple.
After the game, Drew, what's up?
That's a play we've run a lot of times, and it's just I guess a miscommunication between Jason and myself where he broke in and I thought he was coming out.
I think the happiest chubby guy in Philadelphia right now.
I'm a competitor. I do not like to lose. And I felt like we had some opportunities there at the end of the ball game to tie the ball game, possibly put this game in overtime. So, yeah, I was frustrated.
Eagles jack up the Cowboys 38-24. Lito Shepherd's touchdown came on Drew's third interception of the game. Tough Sunday for Bledsoe. Completed less than 50% of his passes, sacked 7 times, didn't throw a touchdown. He also had 3 fumbles, losing 1. Whew. He accounted for 4 of Dallas's 5 turnovers. Today, Bennett Bartels addressed his quarterback situation.
I'm not switching the quarterback. I know. So there's no. It's just. This is just a redundant conversation right now. So I don't think that's the answer right this minute.
Cowboy offensive lineman Marco Rivera said, look, the loss was not Drew Bledsoe's fault. It was the fault of the offensive line. He also said Terrell Owens was not yelling at us on the sideline. He said Terrell was trying to pump up the offensive line. Okay.
I believe it.
I still got to ask you guys, do you think that Parcells should even think about benching Bledsoe in favor of Tony Romo?
I don't, but you take Bledsoe out of the equation. Look at the way they played defense. Look at the way Roy Williams played. Look at the way number 25 played the football game. These guys weren't tuned into covering anybody. So, yeah, you could have played better with the quarterback. Should you switch him? No. You're not going to gain anything by switching right now.
I agree, Coach. Do not even think of benching Drew Bledsoe. But corrections must be made. The template is now there. What the Dallas Cowboys will now see from every team they play is blitz pressure up the middle. The Dallas Cowboys offensive line did not handle it. Their backs did not handle it. And Drew Bledsoe did not get the ball out of his hand quick enough versus that pressure. So it's not Bledsoe's fault, but they have corrections to make.
And we got to give some big ups to the Eagles. Over thousands and thousands of NFL players, nobody ever, until Donovan McNabb on Sunday, had ever thrown at least 10 touchdown passes, 1,500 yards, and only 1 interception the first 5 games. Donovan's the first, and nobody until Lito Shepherd had ever had 2 career interception returns for
I think Donovan's pretty hot.
That were 100 yards.
But
Donovan's pretty decent. Hey, the T.O. Donovan saga won't soon be forgotten, but will it be remembered as a good thing for Mac 5? Jaws and Coach Ditka debate that in the Miller Lite Square-Off coming up. And the defending champs handed their 3rd straight loss last night in San Diego. What is up and what's wrong with Big Ben? And is the run at a repeat already over? We're talking Steelers coming next. Fans here in the Mile High City, they don't care about the rain. They don't care about the cold. I do like the makeup job, though. That's nice. It's a pancake thing going on.
While a team's offensive and special teams.
NFL Primetime is presented by Miller Lite. For great taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite, always a good call. And in part by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Chargers in the baby blues. Yo, it's the best NFL uniform ever. Why not just wear them all the time? Hosting the Steelers, tough game for Ben Roethlisberger. Hey, Chargers came in, ranked #1 defense. Coach, how did they harass Big Ben?
I tell you, they came with some unusual blitzes, but that's not the point. They just came after him. Here's why they can do that. They got no threats down the field. The Pittsburgh Steelers are short area receivers. You can cover that. But the offensive line did not protect him, and Ben made some big mistakes in the game.
So Steelers tried some freaking with the okey doke, some trickery, little pump fake. Roethlisberger. Yeah, well, okay, that didn't work. All right, so this is going to, they're going to try to, this and, no, all right, that didn't work. Picked off by Drayton Florence. That's one pick. Later, Hader in the house again. Marlon McCree picks it up. Jaws, what's going on? What's going on here?
You just can't make those throws, Stu. I know you're trying to make a big play. You're trying to make something happen. Ben has to be more judicious with the football. This is not characteristic of the way he played earlier in his career.
0 touchdowns, 7 interceptions on the year so far for Big Ben. And in his last 4 games, that's going back to the Super Bowl win, he's thrown 9 picks, no touchdowns. His 41.7 rating this season, ahead of only Andrew Walters of the Raiders. So while Roethlisberger struggled, the quarterback on the other side of the ball did not. Look, Phillip Rivers, not a lot of experience, but he did win 5 bowl games in college. Jaws, what surprises you most about him?
His calmness, his ability to hang in the pocket under duress and deliver the football. I love to say to make in the NFL, you better look down the gun barrel because you're going to take your shot. There he delivers an outstanding throw where only his receiver can catch it. And when I see that Charge uniform, I think of Sid Gilman. The play is called Meet Me at the Corner.
Coach, kind of nice to have, big man. Gates on your side, too, isn't it?
Well, Gates is a power forward in playing football. I mean, he's one of the great tight ends I've seen. I don't know why they don't go to him more, but I understand you got LT, you got a lot of receivers out there, Parker, McCardle, but this guy is the real deal right there.
Look, Rivers doesn't have a whole lot of great numbers, but he has thrown at least 1 touchdown pass in every game this year. Scrambling, throwing, running, Chargers going up and getting the win over the Steelers, 23-13. Now, including the postseason, Roethlisberger started his career out 27-4, best start ever by a quarterback. Since then, dude's just 0-3. Hines Ward says, look, we don't have a whole lot of time. Jaws, what do they do to stop the ball?
Well, everyone's going to hit the panic button, and the quarterback's always going to get too much credit or too much blame. But Ben Roethlisberger has to get healthy. I really believe the cumulative effects of the offseason accident on a motorcycle, the appendectomy, has really worn down his body. He's got to get healthy. We all know the guy can play the game very well, Coach.
And so you got to realize this, too. These guys are the world champion. It's a whole different thing when they go into a city now. When they play a team now, they are the world champion. Everybody's got a chip on their shoulder for these guys.
But, guys, think about it. You got, in the AFC, Baltimore, Indy, San Diego, Denver, New England, Cincinnati, Jacksonville. Those are 7 teams. Only 6 make the playoffs. What are the Steelers going to do?
Think back to last year, 7-5. They ran the table, Stu. Don't give up on them now. Don't hit that panic button.
All right, the Chargers' defense, though, is ridiculified. It's a word I just made up.
Yeah,
I'm just saying ridiculified. #1 ranked defense in the land, giving up only 205 yards per game. And LT can have 36 yards rushing, and they still beat the Steelers. All right, that's a primetime performance. Who's your Sunday primetime performer? Bush, Donovan, Phillip Rivers, Bears defense. Text 43776 with your choice. Standard messaging rates may apply. Terrell Suggs warming up. One of the fearsome dudes in that Ravens defense. It's time for Teams at 20, as we always do. Every 20 minutes, after the hour, before the hour, we're going to catch you up on what's going on with the teams. We're going to start with Rachel Nichols, who's with the Ravens.
Well, Stu, tonight is going to be a homecoming of sorts for one of those defenders. But he did tell me that he is, quote, a lot less stressed out in Baltimore than he was in Denver, where he says the attitude was, quote, win at all costs, no matter who you have to step on or embarrass, close quote. Now, as for tonight, Price says it's going to be interesting. Stu?
Rachel, thanks a lot. Hey, it was supposed to be a tight battle between NFC East rivals. Instead, it turned into a giant rout at the Meadowlands. We'll show you why Big Blue dominated the Redskins all day on Sunday. And all day long here, despite this weather, Denver fans lining up outside Invesco Field.
NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite.
Redskins and Giants from exit 16W in the Jersey Turnpike. Jaws, what single-season record holder with 129 career sacks was sackless coming into this game?
It's easy, Stu. Michael Strahan.
Until he gets that one right there. First sack of the season. Fourth quarter, Strahan lining up on the left side, just schools John Jansen, forces Brunell to step up. Fred Robbins there to pick up the sack. But, Coach, who is the best pass rusher on that D-line?
Well, you know, I think they got a couple. Umanor is a great pass rusher, no question. Michael Strahan is the leader of that defense. That defense stepped up. They had been giving up 60% effectiveness on third down. They were down to 25 against the Redskins.
There we go.
That's why they won.
That's Umanor's second sack of the season. 3-0 Skins early. Giants offense humming. Jaws, why doesn't Eli Manning do this all the time?
Because you don't always get the blitz picked up with man coverage down the field. He read the blitz and he had the middle open. He had a Monty Toomer go in the post. Great courage by Eli hanging in there, delivering a football, taking shots. Look at a Monty Toomer as well.
Eli, 23 of 33, 256 yards in this one. Coach, this looked easy.
Well, I mean, he throws the ball where you can catch it, where the offensive player can catch it, and the defensive player can't. You got a guy 6'6", throw it up in the air, give him a chance to get the ball.
Pretty simple, huh, Coach? I like that.
Giants win it 19-3. Giant Stadium, house of horrors for the Redskins the last 2 years. Washington's been outscored 55-3 and outgained by 254 yards per game. On Sunday, Giants outgained the Redskins 411 to 164. Packers hosting a Rams team that quietly trying to go 4-1. Mark Bolger, first quarter, big game. Torrey Holt, arguably the best wideout in football over the last 6 years. 58 career touchdown grab, Rams up 7-zip. Hey, Jaws, when Brett Favre is on, what makes him so lethal?
What makes Brett Favre so lethal is the fact that he can get the ball out of his hand quickly. He processes information quickly. And I tell you, when he is stroking it, in other words, setting that back foot and delivering, he is very accurate. Boy, look at that throw right there, right between the 8 and the 5 on Greg Jennings. Touchdown, Packers.
403rd career touchdown. Packers close the gap. Hey, Coach, does he still scare you when he's down late in the game?
I don't think there's any question. This guy has no fear. He's the ultimate gunslinger. He's going to make plays. I mean, I tell you what, Joey's laying flat on his back. That's the only way I trust him not to make plays.
44 seconds left. Dave Rayner, the kicker, waiting. But, Jaws, what goes wrong here?
Pressure, pressure, pressure. Brett's trying to get rid of the football. His protection breaks down. He fumbles the football. Not Brett's fault there. You got to lay that one on the O-line. You can see it right here. The ball's whacked out of his hand before he can deliver it. And you see the tight end open down the middle. Would have been a touchdown. As Mike McCarthy goes, we had the victory.
First time the Packers ever lose a game at Lambeau and Brett does not throw an interception. Hey, aside from the Bears, the NFC division leaders, surprises. Rams lead the West, Saints lead the South, Eagles lead the East, and of course the 5-0, the Bears lead the North. Speaking of the Bears, Chicago's starting to think about that Super Bowl team of 1985, coached by who? The coach, Mike the Dirt. For the first time in 20 years, but the Bears really as good as this season. We'll find out next. Fans here in Denver, hey, it's not even yet game time, but ooh, trying to work the voodoo magic on you.
You are watching NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite.
Todd Heap had the game-winning touchdown catch last year in the comeback win. Getting ready for tonight's game. Hey, we're getting you ready. 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Time to go back to Bristol for an update in the world of sports, including what may be going down with the Yankees. Brian Kinney, what's going on?
Well, Stu, at Yankee Stadium, Alex Rodriguez among the Yankees cleaning out today. George Steinbrenner also met with Yankee officials today in New York. No decision as of yet. Reports this weekend had Joe Torre out, Lou Piniella in. Lou Piniella, Girardi, Buck Showalter all out there. Here's Pedro Gomez with Sweet Lou.
Well, listen, first of all, I have a tremendous amount of respect for Joe Torre and the Yankee organization. I really don't have anything to say about that. It's all speculation, and there's no need to talk about speculation. I'm here during the playoffs for Fox, and I'm the one that's supposed to be doing the interviewing instead of being interviewed. But no, I'm happy doing what I'm doing, and I want to concentrate on this.
Last managing job for Lou Piniella, an unsuccessful stint with Tampa Bay. He also added if anybody called, not just the Yankees, he'd be willing to listen. Joe Torre, 1 year left on his deal. He has $7 million coming to him. Stu?
Thanks a lot, Brian. Hey, back to football. Undefeated Bears hosting the Bills. Who is Bernard Berrien? Well, answer, he's a third-year guy from Fresno State. He's a Capricorn, which means he's practical and prudent, ambitious and disciplined. But, Coach, is he a possession receiver or a long ball threat?
He's a long ball thrower. He's got 5 receptions in 5 games, over 40 yards. Woo! And plus, he will catch it inside. He'll catch it outside. He'll catch it anywhere.
Well, you saw him on the short routes. This is Bernard Berrien, 62 yards, stepped out at the 8-yard line. Jaws, how did he get open?
Well, you know, it's speed. He ran right by Terrence McGee, and the thing is, Rex Grossman delivered a perfect strike, didn't have to break stride. Little stutter go, Stu. We call that the stutter go, and oh, was that a beauty. 4 catches, 97 yards. Berrien, the big play guy for Grossman, 413 yards, 4 touchdowns, twice as many touchdowns as he had in his first 2 NFL seasons. As Coach said, 5 catches this year of at least 40 yards. You know, Chi-Town as a team just had 4 of those all last season. But these aren't just the pass-happy Bears. Goldilocks went all up into their cribs, slept in their beds, ate their porridge, and found they got a running game, too. Hey, Coach, why does Thomas Jones' younger brother, Julius Jones, get more publicity in Dallas?
I tell you, Thomas Jones is a relentless runner. He's a downhill runner. He's looking to go down the hill all the time. He doesn't like to run laterally. He's a great runner. Now Benson's coming in. Benson's doing a good job, too. This is just good vision, cutting back. And you got to give the offensive line a lot of credit. They're putting a helmet on people.
12 carries, 109 yards, 13th career 100-yard game. Jaws, what don't we see on good runs sometimes?
Well, you never see the offensive line making a kick-out block, just like we saw right there, Stu. As Coach Ditka said, give those Hogs up front some credit. They are right now blowing out every team they line up and play. You got the B word down in Chicago now, balance on offense.
And big ups to Cedric Benson, first 2 career touchdowns, 14 carries, 48 yards. The Bears, hey, they were on point, their offense was the first 3 weeks, and that was without the running game. They averaged just 2.7 yards per pop. The last 2 weeks, they've scored 77 points and have rushed the ball for close to 150 yards per game. Okay, so passing game check, running game check. Defense, come on, y'all. You ain't even got a hat. Bring it. You ain't got a hat. J.P. Lossman under pressure. Lance Briggs drinking haterade. Bears tied for the NFL lead with 15 takeaways right there. That's Briggs. Coach, how do they bring so much pressure?
Well, I tell you right now, the guy in there, Tommy Harris, is a really hard guy to block. You got Tank Johnson in the middle. These guys are causing problems up the middle. And then the ends are coming off the side. You get the quarterback to flush out a little bit, then you got good. It's a good defense, gang. I don't know where it's all coming from.
Coach, give your former player and defense coordinator Ron Rivera some credit, man. Beautifully designed defense.
And Lovey's not bad either. You know?
That's right. So while their defense was doing this, the offense was just housing kids. The Bears scored 40 points for the first time since 1993, by far the longest drought in the NFL ever, or at least in a long time. In the last 5 years, every team has scored at least 40 at least once, except the Bears, who do it in this game. 40-7. 5-0 for the first time since '86. Outscored their opponents. Listen to this, guys. They've outscored their boys 156-36. The 120-point margin through the first 5 games. Second largest differential since the merger in 1970. All right, so they're pretty good. Stood ahead, he picked his perfect time to score his first NFL touchdown. But see what Reggie did right before he scored that turned Bush into the Babe. Next.
Inside the Numbers. Brought to you by Visa. Go on, live life. And remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa. Fantasy Ticker, brought to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
Is this how you go to work, John?
That's how you go to work, Stu. Ray Lou.
Hey, I'm telling you, Ray Lewis still, in my estimation, best middle linebacker in the game.
Well, you're right part of the time.
There's a guy in Chicago who has something to say about that.
Who that said they're going to beat them Saints? Tampa Bay tried to say it. Hey, Coach, how is Reggie Bush effective even when he doesn't even touch the ball?
Well, you got to make so much preparation for him. Here's a guy leading the league. He's leading the league in reception. Watch this. You keep going. This guy is going to benefit greatly. Deuce McAllister having a great season. When you prepare for Reggie Bush, somebody else is going to come open.
And so, Jaws, how does that soften up the defense?
Well, the utilization of Reggie Bush on the perimeter makes a sprint-out game available to Drew Brees. Drew Brees is terrific at manipulating the defense. Oh, man, this offense is starting to come to life down in New Orleans.
Reggie had 63 yards receiving, 23 rushing. The dynamic duo, the ridiculous dynamic duo of Bush and Deuce McAllister, 292 total yards on 40 total touches. McAllister ran for 123 yards, 24th career 100-yard game, while Bush, look, he's not breaking off huge 40 and 50-yard runs, but he's breaking off effective runs. And you saw the fact, these are the touches, you saw Deuce McAllister's 123 rushing yards. Reggie had 11 catches. Reggie Bush leads the league. Yes, leads the league, 34 catches this year. And this isn't just a fat highlight. It is a game-winning, all-important fat highlight. Late in the game, Saints down. Reggie Bush pumping up the crowd.
Just like Babe Ruth. Watch this guy. Come on, man.
Babe
Get in Ruth. Now watch this. This is a straight design right return. He doesn't even go to the middle or to the left. Bang, turns it up the corner. The wall is set up. Adios. 88 out the gate. Goodbye. Sayonara.
First NFL touchdown for Reggie Bush.
I just wanted to hit the crowd on their feet, and fortunately enough, I was able to return the punt for a touchdown, and it was huge.
As cool as the other side of the pillow, he scored 42 while at Southern Cal. Jaws, how did it go down?
Oh, I'll tell you what, Coach said it. It was so smooth. It was a great job right here. Look at the wall set up. Look at those blocks. Once he got to the wall, check this block out right there. Woo, baby. Aaron Stecker with the big block, and Bush loves it.
So good. He's good looking. Got a lot of commercials, Heisman Trophy. But anybody can do that. What nobody has ever done, a rookie who scored a game-winning touchdown on a punt return in the last 5 minutes of the game, nobody but Reggie Bush. What separates this guy? What makes him different than other really good rookie running backs?
Well, I think the reason he won the Heisman Trophy, you watch this guy in college, he did everything. He did things you just didn't think he could do. I said a long time ago, one of the great runners I've ever seen was Gale Sayre. He reminds me so much of Gale Sayre. And a lot of what Gale did was in the return game. I mean, he was a great kick returner, punt returner, and kickoff returner.
Coach, you compared Reggie Bush to Babe Ruth. That's saying something. Now, here's the other factor that Reggie Bush brings to the team. He makes Deuce McAllister almost like Lou Gehrig. When you look at Deuce McAllister right now, averaging 4.8 yards per touch, 4 touchdowns, tied for the most in the NFL. You've got guys that complement each other very, very well.
He's also the second guy ever with at least 10 catches in a game and a punt return for a touchdown in the same game. The first guy to do it in this game here tonight. Rod Smith did it for Denver in 2003. Al Wilson trying to do it on Denver's defensive side of the ball, getting ready for tonight's game. We go back to 20 at 20, checking in on the teams at 20 minutes of the hour. Lisa Salters with the Broncos. Lisa?
Well, Stuart, the Denver Broncos are averaging 150 rushing yards per game. That's third in the NFL, but the Broncos will see just how good their running game is tonight. Head coach Mike Shanahan has already said, hey, look, we think we can run against anybody. But the Baltimore Ravens have the best rushing defense in the league. They are allowing just a stingy 2.6 yards per carry. Broncos running back Tatum Bell, he is coming off a 123-yard rushing performance 2 weeks ago against the New England Patriots. But about the Ravens defense, Bell said, hey, look, they've got more speed than the Patriots. They've got more athletes than the Patriots. My goal tonight is to get 100 yards. Stuart?
Kind of realistic. Appreciate it, Lisa. Hey, there's Tony Kornheiser's bust. That's how he rolls. To Monday Night Football. Tony in the booth for the undefeated Ravens and the Broncos coming up from Denver, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Hey, Peyton Manning and the Colts are winning, but they're not rolling over kids like they did last year. Are those tight games good for Indy or a sign of weakness? And is it possible that all the chaos caused by Keo and Donovan, is it possible it was a good thing for number 5? Coach Ditka and Jaws ready to debate. It is the Miller Lite Square-Off coming up next. And fans are getting ready for their team to square off with the Ravens. Again, Jaws, look, This makeup whole thing, we got to get some of that orange and blue going on.
I like that look.
This is NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite.
Titans Colts supposed to be ho-hum, easy Colts, except nobody told Vince Young in Tennessee. Jaws, this looks like Vic in Atlanta. What does Vince do here?
Well, what he does is he reads the end. The end goes in, he goes out. The end goes out, he goes in. Here, Freeney goes in, he goes out. And you get a touchdown, Tennessee. That's simple, Stu.
Titans up 7-zip. Third quarter, Young was struggling with his passing. Throws deep to Bobby Wade. Bobby short on the ball, and then Bobby got lit up.
Miles will catch you. You're going to hit anyway.
Hey, Coach, what's the weakest part of Vince Young's game?
Well, I don't know that he has the weakest spot. I think the weakest spot right now is experience. In time, he's going to see things a lot better. This pass, he overthrew. There's no question about it. He had a guy wide open. But he's going to see things better in time.
He'll get better. Peyton Manning already is. Hits Marvin Harrison. Marv, NFL record 159th straight game with the catch to begin his career. Jaws, what makes the Colts offense so intricate?
Well, they're all on the same page. You see how quick that ball was out of Peyton's hand to Reggie Wayne? They both read the same thing in the coverage. Touchdown, Colts.
Colts win it. Hey, but 4 of their 5 wins have come by a touchdown or less. They're ranked 30th in the NFL against the run, allowing a $155. Guys, as we look at their close calls, what concerns you most about the 5-0 Colts?
They better get Bob Sanders back, because I never thought a safety would make that much difference versus the run, but he does.
Come on, Coach. The safety's in the second level of defense. The first level of defense better start making some plays. If you watched yesterday, the Titans were the linebackers in a heartbeat. Tackle, 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 missed tackles. Come on. What's Bob Sanders going to do, Coach?
Bob Sanders would have been in the backfield making that tackle.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to tell you. He's reading their mail.
More football, all about the Bay Area. Dead Raiders and the 49ers. Oakland trying real hard not to win any games this year. Hey, holla at somebody. Andrew Walter, it's Randy Moss. Moss the 7th player ever with 100 career touchdown catches. After that, though, it's just kind of all downhill. Jaws, why does Oakland struggle?
Well, there are a lot of reasons. It starts with the guys up front. If you don't give the quarterback time to throw, you're going to have problems. Receivers not catching the football.
And not caring. He thought it was actually
it was a forward pass. It was actually a lateral. Not being on the same page with your quarterback. The depth of the quarterback drop coinciding with the route.
All right, it is time for the Miller Lite square-off. It was less than a year ago that the Eagles were just in shambles. They finished the season 6-10. Donovan was hurt, torn apart by the whole Donovan-T.O. feud. Now, fast forward to right now, Donovan leading the league in passing yards. Guys, in retrospect, hindsight, 2020, was that whole thing maybe good for Donovan after all?
Well, I don't know if it was good, but I tell you what, he handled it, I think, a lot better than the other guy. Only said, this is a class guy. You know, yeah, people say what he could have done last year. Forget last year. He did what he could do to remedy the situation this year. He wouldn't get in the best shape. He got, like I said earlier, he got together with his teammates. He is the leader of that football team again. He's got nobody jumping off that ship.
You know, a year ago, I would have said this was bad for Donovan. But as I spin this thing forward, right now, it's good for Donovan. I think it got him refocused. It reestablished him as the leader of the football team. He wanted to be recognized as the leader of the football team. He worked hard to get the guys back over to his side. The fact that he played so well yesterday in the biggest game, I believe, outside the Super Bowl in his career, validated his position as the leader of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Mac 5, Donovan McNabb, already 7 passes this year of 40 yards or more. That's more than he had all of last year. And though he only played 9 games last year, it's still more than he had. He's only played 5 this year.
Square Off is brought to you by Miller Lite. Join the Square Off debate online at espn.com.
Coming up, yo, what's going on in South Beach? Reports of a screaming match between Dante Culpepper and his coach. Plus, hey, fantasy owners, are you happy? Week 5 primetime performance revealed next.
Here comes snow.
Monday night in the game will get you all set for the game. That dude needs to do a few more curls in the weight room.
This people nuts.
NFL Primetime is presented by Miller Lite and approved by the men of the square table. Good call. And in part by GMC. We are professional grade. and NFL.com. You can watch all the highlights and top plays every week. Log on. It's all on NFL.com.
The Broncos lost Ashley Lilly and didn't even miss a beat because Javon Walker came in. Remember, he had 1,382 yards receiving in Green Bay in 2004. Could be on his way to another one of those seasons right now. Getting ready for tonight's game. Back to yesterday, Dolphins, Patriots. Joey Harrington starting nod over Dante Culpepper. First action of the season. I guess he was kind of rusty, huh, Josh?
Well, you know, we hadn't played in really over a year, but I thought actually in the course of the game he played pretty well. There he's late with the throw, and I actually think the design of the defense beat Harrington on that play. He did not expect the route to be undercut.
The Patriots only had one interception all year coming in. Asante Samuel had 2 in the game. Fourth quarter, though, Tom Brady throws to the end zone. Will Allen called for pass interference. Nick Saban about popped the gasket on this thing. Coach, real quickly, good call, real quick.
Well, you've got to be facing the ball before you
couldn't
run
tell
into a
what I
defender.
thought about it, about how I was acting on the field. So I'm going to be insulted if you ask me the question. All right, insulted. If you couldn't see I didn't think it was a good call, by the way I acted, don't ask me the question because I don't want to get in trouble.
All right, we ain't going to ask. Coach, we ain't going to ask if you thought it was a
bad call, Stu. I don't feel, Coach and I disagree.
Well, you know, I don't think it was interference. I agree with him. What am I going to say?
Sound like Saban. Tom Brady completed the touchdown pass. Patriots win the game. Hey, Dolphins fall to 1-4, and maybe some drama in practice on Friday. Saban and Culpepper got into a heated argument. One player called it family business. Saban addressed it today.
The quarterback issue, guy, it's really not an issue. All right, first of all, let me say this. I confront players on the field all the time, okay? There's not a player that's been here that's been disrespectful to me. Dante was never disrespectful to me. If I confronted him on the field, I think that's family business. All right, I really do. And I don't think that's anybody else's business. I think that's what coaches and players do. I have done that to other players, and it's not an issue. So this is not an issue. It's not an issue for me. It's not an issue for him.
Saban calls it family business. Another player called it family business. Saban did announce that Joey Harrington will start again this coming up week. Not so much because Culpepper wasn't playing well, but to give Dante's reconstructed knee time to heal and his aching shoulders time to heal. Still, it's a mess down in Miami. What worries you most about the Dolphins situation?
Well, first of all, Stu, I really can't speculate on what happened when they had their disagreement on Friday. But what I can say is I observed in the course of the game on Sunday, yesterday, I saw a timing and rhythm back in that Miami offense. That's what Mike Mularkey's system is about. The ball coming out of the quarterback's hand on time with the wide receivers. Now the offensive line doesn't look too bad when the ball's coming out. I thought Joey Harrington looked very good for his first opportunity with that offense in Miami.
I agree with you. I mean, and Culpepper has had a bad knee. There's no question his shoulder may be bad. I'll tell you what else is bad right now. His psyche is fractured right now because this kid is questioning his own ability, and the coach is not helping him.
Culpepper sacked 21 times the first 4 games. Harrington sacked only 1 time yesterday. All right, the coach wanted him. The coach, you get him. Matt Leinart, first career start. Chiefs and Cardinals.
Here's your boy, Coach. Here he is.
Boy, look, Coach. How'd he look?
He looks great. Are you kidding me? I punched his ticket yesterday for the Hall of Fame already. This guy's going to be the best since sliced cheese. Bang, right up top, right away, bang, touchdown. And he gets that great audience in Arizona up top.
Leinart only the second NFL QB in the last 40 years to throw 2 touchdown passes in the first quarter of his first start. Late fourth quarter, though, this is scary. Larry Johnson takes a screen pass, goes up the sideline, but Entree Roll brings him down by his face mask. Jaws, when you're a player in a game as rough as this, you're used to it, but what are you thinking when you see that?
Well, you get a little scared for Larry Johnson. There's no question that. You could see when right here, as Roll comes in, he grabs his face mask, twists his head around, his neck around. I was very concerned for Larry's health at that point. Thank goodness he walked off the field under his own power, and it was just a sprained neck.
Good stuff there. Leinart trying to lead his team to victory. Coach, are you surprised by how cool he is?
Now, I watched him in preseason against the Bears. I thought the kid was outstanding. He did a great job in this last drive. He moved them down the field. They had a chance to tie the game with a field goal. You got to give this kid all the credit. He's a rookie, gang.
I'm on board with you, Coach. I'm on board. I knew you were right all along.
At USC. This is a good kicker. He misses it.
Who won the game, Coach? Who won the game?
Neil Rackers made his first 31 last season. Couldn't connect on the 51-yard game winner. Cardinals fall short, losing 23-20. All right, primetime performance. Coach, who you got?
Well, it's got to be Reggie Bush, in my opinion. I think why? Because here's a guy. He went out there. He made a play when they had to win the football game. He gave it to old Babe Ruth. He pointed to the center field bleachers, and he took it to the right field bleachers. I love it. Great run, great idea, great for the fans in New Orleans, and the Saints are 4-1.
My primetime performer, this is the easiest one I'll have all year long. It's my man, Mac 5 from the Philadelphia, as Stu likes to say. I'll tell you what a game he had with the bright lights of the nation on him. He came up big time against the Cowboys.
My primetime performer, the entire Bears defense. Singletary, Finsick, Damel, these guys are playing like those guys.
Buddy Ryan's team.
Hey, they gave up 36 total points all year. 36 points. 3 teams allowed 36, more than 36 yesterday. Who's your primetime performer? Text 43776. You did, and you guys say Donovan McNabb.
I'm right again, every week.
Primetime Performers, brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
Oh, wait. How could he give his primetime performer to Reggie Bush? I thought Matt Leinart would be your primetime performer.
Because they didn't win the game. That's the only reason.
He got him in the Hall of Fame already.
If they would have won the game,
One
I'd have given it to
stinking
him.
game.
NFL Countdown, Boomer the Gang, get you.